to Talk About It with Charles and Key.
Hello.
All right, we're back with another topic, and baby, what is it?
Well, it's actually a spinoff from Dream Big and Fulfill. So I'm just going to dive right in. I just want to say thank you for tuning in. When we did a message some months ago, it was about dreaming big and fulfilling. So then when we're presented with what we've been dreaming big about and God is causing us to fulfill that, then comes a little warfare with that. And I say that because the Lord, I'm just going to be transparent with you. The Lord had us to start some things. And this is part one. Part two will be coming soon. But part one is the Lord began to show me step by step what he wanted me to do. So he was saying the time is now. The time is now. So as we begin moving forward to fulfilling what God has given us, God says, okay, I want you to launch this women's fellowship. And he didn't say it just like that at the moment. Okay, let me back up for a minute. He began to show me things. He's saying, I wanted you to start some things. And I was like, Lord, what do you want me to start? So he gave me Set Apart Kingdom Ministry, which I don't know if everybody knows, but it is a prophetic dance ministry. It's actually apostolic and prophetic. But God began to show me, as time passed, he gave me that first. That's what it is in the beginning. Then he gave me a book to write. Then he began to show me, oh, this is the umbrella for what I have, so much more that is going to come under that umbrella. Set Apart Kingdom Ministry being the umbrella, and then there's things branching off. So he gave me so as time progressed, he gave me the women's fellowship. And I was like, okay, what does this look like, Lord? Well, my husband had come to me and he was like, what about prayer walkers? And I was like, prayer walkers? I was like, okay, that's catchy, but let me pray and make sure that's what God wants me to do. What does that look like? So then I was getting soaked in prayer. So we were going to start our first meeting in the home, soaking in the presence of the Lord and praying. Well, COVID numbers increased, and I'm just being transparent because you need to hear this. COVID numbers increased, and when COVID numbers increased, I was like, okay, God, I need to use wisdom. So then the Lord said, okay, he reminded me of your husband said prayer walkers. Why don't you walk and pray? So that's what God began. He showed me that, and I was like, okay, how does this work? The Lord said, send it, send it, send it. So I was sending different ones. Pray and walk is what God gave me. And we did it. We prayed, God moved, we walked, we got exercise in. And so then that happened. Now God is saying there's more. So then he tells me it's time to do this women's fellowship. I'm like, okay, Lord, what does this look like? He said, this is what it is. The prayer walkers is a women's fellowship. So God is beginning to show me more and more. But with that, there came this like, okay, hold up. Let me get this. How am I going to work this in my schedule? And babe, you jump in.
I'm trying.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So you said a whole lot about Set Apart Kingdom Ministries, the book, Women's Fellowship, Soak and Pray. But how was the process? What was the process? Because I'm pretty sure some people that maybe want to start things, but they don't know the steps. Like, in order to bake a good cake, you got to know the steps. First, I guess you got to want the cake first, I guess. Then go to the store, get the right ingredients, mix them, and then bake the cake and do whatever. So what are the steps that I guess the Lord gave you in regards to Set Apart? Because we can be up here a long time if I go through each one of them. Set Apart, the book, so we just do what was the steps, I guess, with in regards to Set Apart and the Women's Fellowship, because I feel it's Soak and Pray and prayer walkers probably fall under the same thing as the Women's Fellowship.
So Set Apart Kingdom Ministry, the Lord gave me that in 2017, and it actually came from a mentor. At that time, I had a mentor, and she gave us this charge. She was like, seek the Lord, see what he's saying, I want you to be able to do this, 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 and this. And I was like, what? 2017. So as I was seeking, and what that mean, like my process may be different from yours, but I can share a little bit of what God did. Having that mentor, she's ignited something inside of me. I didn't know that was on the inside of me. So 2017, the Lord gave me Set Apart Kingdom Ministries. I didn't know what that was going to be about. I'm going to be honest with you. I just wrote it down. From that came a prophetic journal where it was a very small book. I released it, and I may, as the Lord leads me, re-release it. But it was called Prophetic Journaling for the Dance Minister, for the dancer at that time. That's what it was, dancer. So from that charge that God placed inside of her, it ignited something inside of me. But what I did was I sought God. I sat before the Lord. I listened to the Lord. And as I listened to the Lord, he gave me the foundation. So that was the foundation. And here we are 5 years later. And that still, he's been building on that.
Okay. So the foundation is what? What's the foundation? Like you said, you started, I guess, because the reason I'm asking is because for example, you said that your mentor ignited something in you that caused you to want to, God gave you the name Set Apart Kingdom Ministries, or how did that process work?
I just said sitting before the Lord, sitting before God. It's just, nobody can do this for you. Like, it has to be, she gave the charge. She was saying, listen, there's something deep on the inside of you. And it wasn't just me, it was 3 women. And there's something deep inside of you. She met with us at downtown Raleigh. We began to talk. We began to fellowship. And from that, things were birthed. The prophetic was flowing between us. But God is the one who gave me the name Set Apart Kingdom Ministries. And that came from relationship with the Lord.
Okay, so for those that's listening, that may not be prophetic, that may not be in tune with the Lord like you're supposed to be, you're basically saying that you need to establish a relationship, and He'll just create the steps. Because the Bible says good steps. A good man's steps is ordered by the Lord. So I guess that's what you're saying, basically.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure, because sometimes, people want to start things and they don't know where to go. Like, a lot of people want to drive trucks. They don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. So they ask me for steps, and I lead them this way, this way, this way, this way. So sometimes people want to do real estate. They come ask me, I've done real estate, so I can lead them. This what I would suggest. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm just saying, it's, we're just talking about it because I want people to get a clear understanding of how you started, what your journey was, how the Lord gave you steps and strategy on how to put it together, how to LLC it, which is another thing, and how to do all these things on the business side of it. You know what I mean? Because it's more than just getting an idea, because what happens is if you get a great idea and it just is really good, everybody loves it. You have this idea, people try to steal it. So you got to make sure that you're on you take care of it both ways. So you'll be legal with it, and you'll be able to protect your idea, your intellectual property and all that stuff. So it's a little bit deeper than just coming up with something, because hey, you see it all the time. People, somebody might come up with say like a drink, like a soda. Next thing you know, every company in America trying to do the same thing. So yeah. So I just want to just kind of dive into that a little bit deeper to let people know that, hey, seek the Lord. Once He give you these ideas and tips and strategies on how to move forward, make sure you protect yourself other ways as well. So
That's good. That's good because in the beginning it was is it proprietorship? What did I do? I didn't LLC it right away.
No, you
And the
didn't.
Lord had actually spoken to
Sole
me about it.
proprietorship.
Sole proprietorship.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what I was under. But the Lord began to, like I said, it's a journey, it's a process.
It's a process.
And don't be too hard on yourself because God is a merciful Father,
Yep.
and He leads us, and it is because it's a journey. You know, you're learning along the way, and He will direct you. Like my husband mentioned, he said that the Lord actually, I guess, sent some people to him to ask him because he had wisdom in this area. So, and don't be afraid to reach out to. I talk a lot about godly counsel, you know, seeking the Lord. Who is my godly counsel that can help me in this area? Because, you know, everybody's not for us, and we know that, and it's sad, but, and we bless those ones that's not, but for the one, but there is a people that is for you, that will help you, that want to pull you along, that want to speak into your life. I have a one of my sisters in church. I'll never forget, met with me years ago, and she sat down with me about my business years ago, and we met at a coffee shop, and she began to just speak into it and made a flyer for me. She was really good in that. She made a flyer. I still have it today. And I thank God for her life, you know, that she took that time, and she, you know, does a lot of engagements, and she took the time to meet with me and also pour into me during that time. So it helped also, like my husband was saying, God sent people to him for him to show him, for him to point them in a direction that they needed to go to further whatever that, you know, that thing was that they needed to be further in. So that's all I have for now. We're going to come with back part 2, but you go ahead, baby.
Yeah, let me say this. Don't be afraid to ask people for knowledge. Like, God's people are destroyed because they lack knowledge. They don't think you know it all. Because sometimes we could get in this place where, you know, we know it all and we don't want to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. Ask people for help. Like, I don't understand this part, and when they ask me to check this box, do I need to check this box? Because that check box could mean a good thing or a bad thing. So it's okay to ask people for help. You need all the knowledge you can get, and wisdom from people that has done it or doing it. And then you can get with people, y'all grow together. If you researchers, you can research it, and then, hey, run it by, like my wife had a mentor. You can run it. Hey, mentor, does this make sense for me to do this? Because I was researching, is this something I'm supposed to do? Because the mentor may be doing a lot of things and may forget that, oh yeah, that's right, you are supposed to do that. So you're supposed to just tie them together, you know, iron sharpens iron. So,
Amen.
yeah. So that's it.
That's
man.
it.
Hey,
I hope this blessed you.
thank y'all for joining. We'll see y'all on the next one. God bless.